Hey there, how are you? So, several weeks ago, I put the YouTuber spotlight on a fascinating artist and musician known as Puddles the Clown. I introduced Puddles as a new act and explored his national debut on the television show America's Got Talent. Well, fans of Puddles responded to that video in a huge way, and I've been introduced to a fandom that, quite frankly, could give Trekkies and Deadheads a run for their money. Puddles has advanced through the first round of Judge Cuts on America's Got Talent following a moving rendition of Celine Dion's version of the song All By Myself. I have to note that the original song was recorded by an artist named Eric Carmen in 1975. Credit where it's due. Credit to Puddles for creating such a moving rendition of this classic song, which, not surprisingly, got the audience to their feet, the judges clapping. Moving back to the scores of Puddles fans that have commented on my first video. First of all, thank you. You guys have taught me so much about this character, his background, his experience, and shown me that there is a much bigger following than I ever could have imagined. But this man, this character, has such a compelling story. Puddles was discovered by stage actor and musician Mike Geier. And yes, I'm pronouncing his name correctly this time. Thank you again to his fans for correcting me. A couple of things I've learned from fans of Puddles and fans of Mike Geier are some of the reasons why he's sad, why he doesn't talk, and why he sings for those that are sad and lonely. But it really doesn't take much for you to find his story online. Go right to puddlespityparty.com. The link's in the description below. As well, there are links to the America's Got Talent audition videos down there. Now, many would argue that Puddles' real breakout moment was when he teamed up with Postmodern Jukebox and started doing covers of classic songs. His signature style, deep resonating voice, and fascinating quirkiness make those songs one of a kind, and really helped him build a cult following. I've had folks comment from all over this country about their experiences listening to, in some cases meeting, Mike Geier and meeting Puddles. I even received a comment from someone on YouTube, Mighty Joe Ham, who initially wanted to point me to videos from Mike Geier's original band, the Useless Boys, in the 90s. Mighty Joe Ham went on to tell me that he's known Mike for about 25 years and was the original drummer in his band King Size. That is really, really cool. I've had quite a few folks yell at me in the comments of, how could I never have heard of this guy? Keith Peters says, what took you so long to discover Puddles? I've been listening to him for years. Get a haircut, by the way. Sorry, Keith. One person did express surprise. JVBear45 could not believe that the America's Got Talent judges had never heard of him. Let me address that point for a moment if I could. Now, we've seen Puddles up in front of the America's Got Talent judges 3 times so far. Most recently, for the Judge Cuts, they were joined by DJ Khaled, who expressed a surprising admiration for Puddles' performance and his entire presentation. But let's talk about the other judges for a second. I have a sneaking suspicion that Simon Cowell probably did his homework on Puddles prior to him appearing on stage in the first place. There's something about Simon's delivery that tells me he knows exactly what's going on. He knows exactly how powerful this is. Mel B was absolutely tickled with Puddles from the moment. You can see the joy and delight on her face during each of his auditions. She made it clear how funny and unique and special she thought he was. And to me, that seems like a genuine reaction. Howie Mandel, same sort of thing. You know, Howie is a veteran comedian. Maybe a lot of younger folks don't know anything about him besides America's Got Talent, but I've known of Howie Mandel since I was a kid. And being quirky and creative himself, it's clear that Howie was immediately taken with Puddles' performance as well. The one that really bothers me is Heidi Klum. And I don't know why it bothers me, because she's expressed a dislike for Puddles' performances every time he's been up on stage. She doesn't get it, she doesn't like it, she doesn't understand it, and it just doesn't do anything for her. I don't know why anybody would be surprised by that. I mean her no disrespect. She had a fantastic career as a supermodel at one time. Post-supermodel, she was, like so many others, famous for nothing. If I'm not mistaken, I think she was married to the singer Seal, Kiss from a Rose. but her reaction to Puddles' pity party in general is one that I kind of expect from someone who's a bit more superficial, expects everything to fit into a nice, neat pop culture box. So while I have no personal gripe with her, it just seems clear to me that Heidi's not one that thinks on a very deep level and is not really open to anything that might fall into the category of counterculture. So as I said in the beginning, Puddles did ultimately make it through that first round of Judge Cuts. Two other singers who I have to admit, I have no idea who they were because I haven't been able to sit down and watch this show all season. Quite frankly, I'm really only interested in seeing Puddles go forward. But what really gets me is the genuine emotion on his face when he learns that he's made it through the live show. And I know that it's going to be a huge reaffirmation for his fans. More than one of his fans commented on my video, as Tender Craftsman did, saying, if he gets cut from America's Got Talent, proof that that show is fixed. I just want to pull back for half a second and point out that once again, if it wasn't for the diversity and complexity of the judges that are on that panel, if it was a bunch of Heidi Klums up there judging people, he probably would get cut. But I think those judges and this show have definitely done a service to Puddles fans and for those of us out there looking for entertaining content. Him moving through to these live shows will give the world an opportunity to judge whether or not Puddles is deserving of winning that show. The diehard Puddles fan out there will tell you that the show is meaningless and that he is famous and he is a star, regardless of his participation in America's Got Talent. Like you, I look forward to seeing how Puddles fares in these live shows. Go out to Google and YouTube, look up Mike Geier, look up Puddles' Pity Party, because it really is an interesting and fascinating history. If you catch one of his live shows, please let me know about it, because as much as I'd like to see him live, he's not performing anywhere near me. Like so many Puddles fans in the last month that I've met, if you're seeing me and seeing this channel for the first time, thank you so much for taking the time, and I welcome you to subscribe, take a look around and see if there's other content here that you might enjoy. Leave me a comment, maybe hit the like button if you think I did a good job, and as always, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the road.